Hello.
What is happening?
Hello, hello.
What's going on? TO and TF. Yeah. So just FYI, don't be marketing Palisades or LA area for purchases or
I would stay out of
refinances.
LA County, period, right now.
You're not going to close a loan because there might not be a house. So I don't know yet. So you haven't seen all those alerts. So, which sucks because we're used to it in California, right? We always get FEMA gets disaster alerts all over, but California, we know we get them all the time. And Taylor, you don't know about this part, but whenever there's disasters like this, and FEMA puts out an alert, they freeze all loans funding. So sometimes you have to go get an appraisal redone after they've released the FEMA disaster alert to make sure the home's still there. We get another job report, some report, BBPPO, whatever it is.
I forgot what day it is, but yeah, they've been talking about it in the MBS highway coming up very soon. Yeah,
we're teeter-tottering. We can see it a shoot up or a shoot down. We don't know yet right now. So I think I heard Mr. Golden Globe winner or Crystal Ball Globe winner, whatever he is, Barry Habib this morning saying you might want to lock them in to keep them safe if you got anything on the fence or whatever. So FYI on that, right? So it's not, I don't live by it, but it's definitely good knowledge. And then you could share it aside from fires, aside from the market doing whatever the market's going to do, aside from us getting rid of some of these states that we don't like these value returns on, hopefully over this next 30 days. Starting next week. We'll see how that works. Keep an eye on those guys. Like I said, states that we like, states that we don't like. We can move them around. I know, like you mentioned yesterday, New Mexico is slower than molasses, right? But New Mexico usually has a good high response rate. Yeah, and the response, even though and you'll learn this, Taylor, as you go too. Some states, like if I was doing a loan in New Mexico, I would never lock a 30-day lock. I'd do a 45-day lock at minimum if I started it. Because some of those counties, those titles are handwritten. They're just they take 2 or 3 weeks just to get the title, and then you gotta go back and forth, right, Jill? Right, Tessa?
Yep.
I mean, it's been a while since we've had New Mexico, but
yeah,
I'm sure
but the response is usually good. You only get like 300 records out of it, but you might get a hold of a good amount of them. So, but yeah, we took off Missouri, we took off Oklahoma. Arkansas, I think. Did I take off Arkansas? I don't remember. I took off like 3 or 4.
Missouri, Oklahoma.
I kept Pennsylvania for now, but we might take that one off eventually.
Mississippi. We never had a call. We've had like few calls, and they were like $110,000 loans that never work out anyways. So
if they're, I don't mind the small loan amounts because typically you get a higher response on that. But if they don't work out or like their values just aren't going, a lot of those states, by the way, as you noticed, when we're seeing 5 to 10% appreciations, they're getting like 1 to 1.5, right? They're a little safer because they don't drop 10 or 20 like we do out in California or Nevada or Arizona. They drop 1, but it takes a lot longer to get the equity they need to do what they need to do, basically, in a lot of those states. So, keep an eye on those. Give feedback when you see it. Analyze it. No, don't just think of the one you got. That one I got was bad. Look at a few that you would get because we're always going to think it's bad if we get one, right? Blame everything and everybody about it. But we'll continue to, like I said, move them around. Again, I'm trying to get more stuff pushed onto the West Coast for us. So we just like their values. So we love Nevada cash out usually. That was like the first question Mike asked, because Mike wants to take some calls as well. So his first is like, can we get Nevada? I love my Nevada Filipinos that spend all their money at the casinos. So we got a good start to the month, right, guys? I like it. We got what? 5 funded, 2 or 3 cleared. Is that right? 4 funded, 3 cleared.
They've got an appointment for Saturday.
And Rambo signing, and Conrad is figuring something out there, I guess, right? So that's good. Doc request. And then we have, let's see, what do we have next on our list? We have, that was Arkansas, right? Where his value went up 10,000 over
Captain
10 years.
I think he was, no. Is he Mississippi?
No, he's Arkansas.
Arkansas.
I can never forget that. I don't know why, but I can't.
I don't know why.
We do need to get some loans locked here. Hopefully some new ones coming in now too. Phones are ringing. You guys getting some people on the phones now?
Definitely.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're gonna fire it up. Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned, but we're cranking it up over the next 30 days to do even more than we've done before. So definitely take the advantage, take control of those, right? Take control and make sure we're addressing them, making sure we're prioritizing them, making sure that we are not missing anything. And like I said, if there's something that we're unsure about, set it aside, schedule out a little further so you can get onto the hot stuff, and then come back, and then we can actually address it right as well. So we can see if there's anything to do. Just kind of like Phillips, right? With Will's, like, let's try a waiver. That's the only thing you can do if we had to, right? But whatever it is, let's try and capture as much of those as possible. We will. Where'd my email go? We should. So over the next 30 deals, aside from any of the other lead sources, past clients, current follow-ups, and all that kind of stuff, we should have no less than 13, 14 deals just from that marketing campaign itself. So keep that in mind that we that's the projection, at least at minimum. And then of course we got some other stuff out there too, so that we're either working on right now, we've already talked to, we're following back up on, right? Those internets, the ones that we still have, which again we'll see. We'll try and test it. We'll talk about that more too. We're gonna try and like automate that maybe, so we can.
Yeah, we're talking about AI and
so it can just do its thing, and if somebody is interested, gets a hold of them, and then you just get a lead assigned to. So hopefully you won't even need to worry about that, and you'll just, again, our ultimate goal is just to be bomb ass closers and bomb ass processing of getting it done, right? Bomb ass closing on selling it, finding benefit, selling and moving it forward, and then closing it as good as possible with the best customer service. That's the simplest way we can think about doing it. So there'll be some bumps on that, right? Not all files are perfect. They're going to go through processing clean, as you can see, like some go through really smooth, and some you got to constantly go back and rework and try to fix and try to salvage or lose along the way or whatever the case is. And the same thing with the front. Sometimes things aren't working right. I think there was like one with Will, right? The timing of the appointment was being set out weird or something like that we got to fix. So just all work together so we can make sure if there's something not working, let's address it and fix it so we don't ignore it, and get it working, get it better, and move on to the next problem, because that's what we want. I would say one thing I would just wanted to touch on too is just make sure for all of us, myself included, to be reminded is just on like with emails and stuff like that, is just make sure we are, we're customer service. So let's make sure we're always responding to everybody, even if it's let me check and get back to you or something like that. Or, hey, I don't know if Jared responded, but or did anybody get back to you on this? You still have a question? Whatever it is, just make sure we're actually servicing our clients, responding to them all, emails, text, calls, whatever the case is. When you're doing emails, and I get bad at this too, getting lazy on it, make sure the subject has the last name and the loan number in it. It makes it a lot easier to find it and keep track of it. And speaking of efficiency, then we don't lose our efficiency, next week when we're trying to look for an email chain and we're digging through it for 10 minutes trying to find it. So usually we'll put loan number, whatever, 8011, blah, 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 Cox refinance or something like that. If it's not in there, go back and just add it on the response, right? Put it in there. And so it's in there just so you could find it and sort through it and track it. And again, staying organized, making sure you're not missing any emails too. I don't know how you guys do it, but for me, like, I keep all my emails in my inbox until they have been dealt with. Find a way that's works to organize for you. I don't know. I think there's new tools in like Outlook and stuff like that make it even easier. I don't know how to work them all, but I'll keep everything in my inbox, and I try to have my inbox not be overwhelming at the end of every day, right? Where, if I saw 40 emails in my inbox, I'm going to go crazy. But that's because I got OCD too. So
I think I'm good. I mean, shoot, I had this lady call in today. She said she could only show like $1,800 a month in income. Yeah, I don't know. As far as getting like an FHA loan, it's going to be 43%, right? I mean, there's probably none we could do first. You still had a balance of like 80,000 according to the payments. I was running numbers a little bit, would come out to maybe like $900, but that's just a rate and term. So as far as getting cash out, it's looking pretty impossible for her. But yeah, she was like, yeah, I feel pretty discouraged. But yeah.
Why can she only show that much income? Is she self-employed?
No, she's retired. She receives, I think it was a Social Security for about 1,800. But she said, I mean, she has additional income, but it's like through someone's giving her cash for doing something. I don't know what she's doing, but
Oh, gotcha. So she's getting under the table money or something like that.
yeah. So she said she would only be able to show like 1,800. So I mean, she hung up because she was like, well, I feel really. I told her, I mean, it's going to be really hard to be honest with you, to really get you qualified. Her current payment was like 1,100 right now. So I told her, it's going to be really hard, but I'll definitely look into it for you. And she just hung up on me. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, try and get her back on the phone first off so you can see what it is, and then start
Yeah.
asking those questions. If she's feeling discouraged, she probably feels discouraged because she's tried with somebody else who denied her already. So, which
Yeah.
might be either it's a valid reason and she's not going to qualify, and you'd have to coach her on what she needs to do or could do or get a co-signer or whatever the case. I don't know anything about it. Or there's some other reason as well.
I heard that call. I called her back, Taylor, and yeah, I mean, I would just finish the app with somebody like that. I mean, I wouldn't. You're going to get to the point where you get into getting a little more knowledgeable to where like, I don't think this is going to work. So you kind of told the lady, I don't know, but like sometimes maybe she's giving you the wrong social security number over the phone. So she's telling you 1,800. It's like really, it just went up to 1,950 and she's giving you the net and not the gross. And she's really getting 2,200 or something.
Yeah.
So I would look at stuff like that. She's been texting back and forth, but yeah, I mean, you're going to get to the point where you think you're going to underwrite some stuff. There's a fine line between you asking for people's documents that like for sure won't qualify and somebody that's on the border that maybe you should get their stuff in to see and get it all looked at. I think she wanted $40,000 cash out or whatever. But,
Yeah.
maybe you can make it work at 30,000. That's what she'll be okay with that. So stuff like that, like don't underwrite the files. Like what you'll start to learn. Don't try to accept everybody and just like run someone's credit that said they haven't made a mortgage payment in 6 months. Stuff like that. But on the other hand, if it's close and you just I would go through with it and don't tell them like, hey, I don't. I mean, if she says I only make. If she says I only make $1,000 and she has like a $400,000 mortgage, yeah, I mean stuff like that. It looks obvious, but she says she owed 80 grand, and she, it's close, close enough to give it a look at, and maybe get over some documents at that point. Yeah.
One thing else I'd say on that too is remember you're putting the trust of people in you, right? Not in what you think or like Will said, pre-underwriting a file, right? All the time. Like if they said I make $0 and I'm homeless and I haven't made a mortgage payment for 6 months and blah, 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 you're probably going to be like, that's a no brainer. Right. But remember your trust is in you. So a lot of times I'll tell people like, I'm not sure if it will work or not, but it's worth, put your trust in me. Let me take a look at it. Let me do my best work for you and find out if we can do it or get you on the right track or a plan of what you can do or something like that. Right. Try wording it different. Like I said, don't pre-underwrite it. When there's a possibility or stuff you don't know and you're just assuming basically, right?
Yeah. I think it was definitely one. I think it was definitely one that if I had a better choice of words, I probably could have kept her on the phone a lot longer.
Yeah, I guess her too. She's a little bit kind of most people aren't gonna get mad if you say, I don't know, like your income's a little. You're like, yeah, I know. Like that's a normal response. She got pissed and just hung up. So.
I'll keep following up with her though. Shoot, she's gonna get eight dispositions from me. So.
Yeah, I already completed the file just to get it kind of looked at. It's not great, but like I said, I would get income in just to make sure. Like I said, maybe she has $200 more than what she's saying, and it's doable.
Yeah, I'll definitely do my best. See what I could do.
Yeah, if you already got the file, Will, yeah, that'd be great. So maybe Taylor, you try and get her on the phone to get those documents and put the trust back in you guys to fix it, and then Will can help you go over it.
She just called in back a little bit ago, so yeah, she wants to hear, I think. So
perfect. Was there another one you had a question on yesterday, or did you guys get through that one? I forget what it was.
Which one? Oh, the one at the basement. Yeah, I got a waiver on that one.
Which one?
I think Taylor was asking about one with the waiver. Sorry, I'm replacing my filters for my air vents. Taylor had a call in from a lady that got an appraisal done, and she has water damage in the basement.
Yeah, that's the one. That's right. I remember you guys talk. That's what I was talking about.
But I cleaned up the file, and then I ran conventional with exactly what she wanted, the cash and all that, whatever. Even with the 650 credit, she got a waiver, so she doesn't need an appraisal. So
Okay, cool. You guys talking about that then? You guys already going over that one?
I think
Yeah,
she's
no.
trying to get docs, right?
I talked to her today as well, and she said once she gets back home, she would be submitting docs today. So that's what she said. I don't think she has just yet, but I'm keeping an eye on it for sure. I did just get docs, so that's why I muted myself for a minute.
Nice, nice, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of people wanting money right now. The year's over, the election's over. Whether people are scared of something happening or preparing or feel like they already missed the boat or behind schedule of what they should have done, they're gonna start. There's gonna be a lot of people that need money right now. I've been through these cycles a couple times of these cash out markets, and it's a follow up game and it's a waiting game sometimes because people wait till the last minute. They're waiting for the market to go down. You sell them a half a point higher in 3 months because they didn't want to do it when you told them to do it. There's that kind of stuff going on. So I think you're gonna have a lot of opportunity with not only new business but with follow up business and stuff like that. So. And Tessa, we'll get together here shortly too, and just go over whatever I missed this morning when I was
Oh yeah, I have
wiping the sleep out of my eye for the CRM stuff too, and what they have going on with that to fix that up. So again, hopefully you'll get a lot of those, a lot of follow-ups that just automatically come to you, and you're like, "What? Who are you again?" I gotta go look at the notes. Check anything you need to lock, by the way, just before, unless you want to risk tomorrow. I don't know. If you lock it, it'll get better. If you don't lock it, it'll get worse. That's how it works.
Seriously. But I'm gonna let everybody else. No, seriously. Watch. Who wants to make a bet? We'll make a bet right now.
Lock one right now and don't lock another one and see if it'll get worse for that one and better for the other. Somehow.
Yeah, you're like pushing money one way. You're setting money aside so they open it up, and then that's when the rates get better. Yeah. So all right, Tessa, let me know if you need anything.
Right. I will.
Hi guys.
Power.
I know. I just got another text saying their power has been restored in your area. I'm like, well, you're a little late, Edison, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We shall see.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Be safe, everyone.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.